Hey, what's going on? This is Zeno, and today I'm doing a response video to Nate7181. He's doing a customer, or I should say a sub appreciation promo right now, and really kind of caught my eye. Somebody else I subscribed to did a video, and I kind of hooked up with it through there. So I subbed and thought I'd participate. I don't really do response videos too much. I know it's kind of a cliche thing to say, but this is actually only my, I think, second, third one maybe that I've ever done, and so yeah, something that's I'm not really that proficient at doing yet, I guess. So I should probably do more, probably get more free stuff, I guess. Anyway, I wasn't necessarily all that gung-ho about the prizes. I mean, prizes are cool, but really what I was kind of drawn to was just the topic and some of the things that he wanted us to talk about in his response video. So that's what really drew me in, and I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring. So basically, Nate wants people to answer a series of questions and critique his website, and also give a shout out to someone with 100 subs or less. So here we go. First question was, what are you prepping for? Well, I do consider myself to be a prepper, and I do consider myself to be sort of a general prepper. I don't have a specific thing that I'm prepping for. It's like I'm not prepping for, the zombie apocalypse or the collapse of society, economics, or some sort of pandemic or something like that. We're really just kind of a general state of readiness, and we try to keep food and water and supplies stored in the house. It's not really a whole shitload, but a fair amount. And really what we're kind of more geared towards in our prepping is, again, just a general state of readiness. So if anything happens, we are going to be more prepared for it than if we weren't preppers. But also, we do deal with certain things in our day-to-day lives that we have to be prepared for. The big thing is, we live in an area where we get a lot of snow, and sometimes you get snowed in for a while. And so you have to have some stuff around the house to be able to eat and heat your house and stuff like that sometimes. It's just the way things are. So we do actually deal with that stuff on an annual basis, so we prep for those kinds of things. We also prep for having to leave our house in a hurry. What if we wake up in the middle of the night and then the house is on fire and we have to leave really quickly? Those things happen. We don't want to be caught. Now, sometimes you're going to have the ability to grab your go bag. Sometimes you're not, but it's better off having it there and giving yourself half a chance than you're running out the door in your underwear with nothing and your house burns down. I'm hoping that we can give ourselves half a chance to at least be able to get out of the house quickly and be able to retain some of our life. So we have not only some basic supplies, but we also have things like our copies of important documents and paperwork and things like that, so our identity doesn't burn down with the house. So that's kind of what we prep for. Again, just a kind of a general state of readiness, and I have all the appreciation in the world for people who prep far more deeply and far more avidly than we do. But this is just not really where we're at with our prepping. And prepping's subjective. I mean, it means something different to everybody, and everybody preps for different reasons, and it's all good. So it's cool. Question number 2 is, what do you think of Doomsday Preppers, the television show? I've really only caught it a few times. I'm not really a big TV watcher, so I haven't really caught it too much, but I have caught a few episodes of it, and kind of my overall critique of it is that it's an interesting show. It's fun to watch. It's entertaining, which is what TV shows are supposed to be. There's definitely some good stuff that happens in there. You can kind of get some decent ideas. I think you can walk away from an episode with a few good ideas as a prepper. So from that standpoint, it's a positive thing. But on the other hand, it also tends to highlight some individuals that are, in my opinion, kind of nuts, and prep for some very strange things and are kind of fringe preppers, if you will. And so from that standpoint, I think it kind of precipitates a stereotype that is not entirely accurate to, I think, mainstream prepping. But then again, if you made a television show about preppers like me, it'd probably be a pretty boring show. So I understand why they do that. You also mentioned Glenn Beck. I'm not really a fan of Glenn Beck. Not that I'm not a fan of Glenn Beck, but it's just not really. I'm agnostic when it comes to Glenn Beck, so I've never really followed the guy or anything, so I was not aware that he had a television show about prepping or whatever, so can't really speak intelligently about that. Question number 3 actually does not apply to me, so we'll skip that one. And number 4 is to critique the website. This one kind of interested me. It's actually not the main reason why I'm making this video, but one of the reasons why I was kind of intrigued by this video. I don't mean to toot my own horn, and I don't mean to be overly critical about somebody else's livelihood, but I took a look at the website, and I took a look at the social media and Facebook page and things like that, and I immediately hit me that, you know, there's some really, you got a lot of potential here, but there are some things that you could be doing that would make things a lot better and that could make you more successful as a business person. You know, I don't care how the website looks. I mean, it's got to be whatever you like and whatever you enjoy, and that's cool. I mean, your website looks pretty cool. It's pretty clean. It's got kind of a cool vibe to it, but there's definitely some things that you can improve upon, and I thought that I would critique kind of on that basis. To give you a little bit about my background, kind of establish a little bit of credibility here. I am a businessman, an entrepreneur. I started my own business years and years ago, and I have a retail store, brick and mortar store, and then I also have expanded over the last 12 years I've been in business, expanded onto the internet and have evolved kind of an internet business over the years. My brick and mortar store does a little over $1 million a year, and I do probably somewhere in the range of, depending on the year, usually $150,000 a year on the internet. I do both on my own e-commerce website and then also on things like eBay and Amazon and Shopatron and Google Merchant, things like that. So I've been where you are. I've made mistakes. I've had successes. I've built websites from the ground up. You know, I've done it all. So and I think that there's a few things that I could point to, some lessons that I've learned over the years that I think could help you out, help really anybody out as an up and coming business. So first of all, I'll say that you have the one thing that the website really lacks is a solid homepage. You should really, you know, when you click on the link, when you type in the website address and you hit enter and you go to the main page of your website, it's just kind of the main starting page of your online catalog, okay? And you really should have a homepage that links you to your catalog. So right now, you type in, you know, the website, you hit enter, and it takes you to the first page of your catalog. It should take you to a home page, not the first page of the catalog, okay? On the home page, there can be a link to your catalog, your online catalog, but there should be a home page, a landing page that you go to. And there's a lot of different reasons why this is, okay? And I'm assuming, and you have to apologize, I'll have to apologize, sorry, that I'm making some assumptions here, and I'm going to apologize if they're incorrect assumptions, but since you don't have a home page, I don't really know if the assumptions that I'm making are true or not. I'm assuming that you are an internet-only business, that you don't have a brick-and-mortar store, that you don't have, you know, an actual physical retail location somewhere that you're selling your products on, that you're strictly an internet-based business. And sometimes if you're just an internet-only based business and that's the entire realm of your existence, number one, I highly recommend that you expand out and diversify into, you know, eBay and Google Merchant and Amazon and Shopatron. Well, you're not going to be able to do Shopatron if you don't have a brick and mortar store, but you know, kind of diversify into other ways to sell your products online as well as your website, if you haven't already, okay? If you do have an eBay store, put a link to it on your website. Absolutely. Get people from your eBay store coming into your website, and get people from your website to go to your eBay store. That's all good, as long as they're buying from you, you know. If you're not doing that stuff, I highly recommend it. It helps kind of augment your, you know, your online business. But your homepage should really be, you know, who you are, what you're doing, where you're at, what are your policies, you know, 100% satisfaction guarantee, what makes you different than anybody else, you know, what makes your products better, you know, all these kinds of things. That's what your homepage needs to tell people, what your business is. Okay, after clicking around in your catalog a little bit, I can figure out what your business is, but you know, you really need to have a homepage that really explains all that. And that homepage, which should be things about you and about your business and about the things going on in your business and sharing stories of you and your products and people using them and all that kind of stuff. And obviously this stuff has to grow over time too. But that should be as interactive and as consistently updated as any of your social media. A lot of people think of their website as this stagnant store, this thing that just doesn't change. You know, you might change a catalog and put different things in there and put things on sale and stuff like that, but I'm talking about like more than just your products. I'm talking about your story and who you are and the things that you're doing. And that your social media, your blogs and your Twitter and your Facebook and your YouTube are all driving people to that website, okay? And that's not necessarily the case. It should be a symbiont relationship between everything. Your website should be just as interactive as your YouTube and your Twitter and your Facebook and your blog. Now you do have your blog on your website, but it's a couple pages in. It's not right on the front page. One thing that I would really recommend is building a homepage. The first thing you should do is put a feed from your blog onto your homepage. Okay? You should also put feeds to your Twitter and your Facebook pages and things like that right into your homepage. I have paid a lot of money to build e-commerce sites in my day, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to build e-commerce websites to do, you know, $150,000 a year worth of business on them. And I have paid people a lot of money to give me advice. And one thing that one of my designers told me once is that anything that's worth putting on your Facebook page is worth putting on your homepage of your website. It should be that interactive. It should be that ever-changing and flowing and different. And this is the reason why. It's all about search engine optimization. The way this works, and I'm not an internet professional or anything like that, I'm kind of giving you the layman's explanation of how this works. So maybe you already know all this, okay? But you know, maybe you don't, I don't know. So the way it works is search engines have basically program crawlers that crawl through the internet and kind of log everything on the internet so that when you do little searches, it kind of connects all that information and pops it up for you. Well, those search engine crawlers weed through the internet in certain intervals, okay? And you have a website, so let's say the Google crawler, okay, comes out to your website, looks at your website. Let's say it does it tonight for the first time, okay? So it does it tonight, logs everything on your page. The first thing it's going to look at is the first thing everybody looks at when they come to your website, which is your homepage. Log everything on your website, and then it moves on. And it says to itself, okay, I'm going to come back and check this site in, let's say, 2 days. I'm picking completely arbitrary timelines here. But let's say, okay, I'm going to come back in 2 days and crawl this site again. So Google's program comes back around in 2 days, and it looks at your website, and it notices that nothing has changed, that everything is the same 2 days later. Well, the thing that the crawler program will do is it will tell itself, well, nothing's changed in 2 days, so instead of coming back in another 2 days, I'm going to come back in 4 days. And so it comes back 4 days later. And if nothing has still changed, it's going to say, okay, well, nothing's changed in 4 days. I'm going to come back in 2 weeks. And it comes back in 2 weeks. If still nothing's changed, it's going to say, okay, I'm going to come back in 3 months. And it just keeps going out and out and out like that. So by the time you kind of, you know, say to yourself, okay, I really got to help my search engine optimization and I got to make my website more interactive, it might be 6 months. It might even be a year if it's been long enough, before Google comes back around and looks at your site and looks at all the changes you're making. So you can dig yourself into a real deep hole as far as search engine optimization goes real quick, okay? So you want to keep that thing, you know, ever-changing and very fluid and really interactive for your customers, okay? You got your blog on there and you're updating your blog and that's cool, but that's inside your website. It has to come out, the things that we're talking about is coming. If your homepage hasn't changed, the crawler is not going to go in and look at the rest of your site. It's going to say, well, nothing's changed here, I'm moving on. Okay? The only way it's going to go through the whole rest of your site and see that you have products on sale and see that you've added new products and all that kind of stuff is if the next time it comes back, the homepage is different and it says, okay, something's different here, let's go and look at the rest of the site. If you come back and the homepage is the same, it's just going to skip. It's going to go away, and it's not going to look at all the new shit you got on your website. Okay, so that's a real layman's term. I'm sure somebody who knows a lot about the internet is going to go, "Oh, dude, that's so fucking wrong." But trust me, it kind of works that way. Okay, so that's the reason why having a very fluid, changing website is very important. Homepage is very, very important. The other thing is, it gives the customers that are coming back to your website over and over and over again the impression that you're involved, that you're here, that you're doing things, that you're a viable business owner who's keeping track of his website and who's doing things, he's working every day, he's checking his website, he's making changes, all that kind of stuff every day, okay? Or once a week, or once every other week, or whatever kind of routine you get yourself into. Your business has to fit your lifestyle, obviously, okay? So it does both of those things. It really, really helps your search engine optimization, and it really helps your kind of customer interaction and how people view your business online. Because if your business is only online, that's all you got, man. That's your retail store. You know, you're not sitting in some store ringing the cash register all day long, and the website just does whatever business it can do. I mean, that is your business, you know. And maybe it's a side project, upstart thing for you, but it's still, I'm sure you'd like to make money off of it, just like everybody else does. So that's some advice, that I have for you. Get a homepage, get a really nice homepage, feed your social media into it, change it on a weekly basis, write different stuff on it, make demo videos and put them right on your website. Here, this is our new product. Here's a demo video right on the front page of the website. Here's this new product we have. It's a roll of freaking duct tape. It's the best duct tape ever. Even if it's stupid, just make up reasons. You should be changing that homepage every day, or at least once a week. Okay. And again, like I said, if it's worth putting on your Facebook page, it's worth putting on your homepage. Your homepage is just as important as your Facebook, Twitter, blog, whatever. If it goes on any of those, it should go on your homepage. Okay. You got to start thinking of all of those things as equally as important, and should treat them all the same. And be just as interactive on your website as you are on your social media. It's all a symbiont circle. Okay? So last, I hope that helps. I don't mean to talk to you like you don't know anything and that I know everything. Hey, I make mistakes every day. I've wasted money. I've made money. It's all part of being in business. But I've learned a lot of things over the years. And I see somebody who's just starting out, and I'm like, hey, here's some advice. Here's some things that I've learned. And I hope that maybe you can don't make some of the mistakes that I've made. Don't waste money on websites like I've wasted in my time. I'm trying to save you a little bit of money and hopefully get you a little bit better website too. So it's got a lot of potential. It looks really cool. I like the vibe. It's got a lot of potential, but man, you need a homepage. So here's my shout out. My shout out is to Skids1818. SKIDZ 1818. It's a really cool site. He's got a lot of good reviews out there and stuff like that. Pretty cool guy. I like watching his videos. He's still kind of up and coming, but I like him. So sub him. He's cool. Take it easy.